Alright guys, as you can see, the car is kind of back together. Still got loads of stuff to do, as always, but I've got all the bodywork back on, and we've been for a quick test drive. Found a bit of an issue, well, maybe, I don't know, that's what I'm going to explain in a sec. It doesn't make any boost, right? Now, hear me out, that sounds like quite a major issue, but I've not floored it yet at all. Like, and I know the bumper is all on the piss, but ignore that. Yeah, like, because obviously it's on a base map and the engine is like freshly built and everything, and it's not been mapped properly, I don't want to thrash it at all. So I literally haven't been above like 3,000 RPM and about 30% throttle. And it doesn't make any boost in that situation, but maybe that's just normal. You can see I've packed the essentials for going for a test drive, because I'm just about to go out again now. I had Carl here helping me yesterday, and we got a load of stuff put back together, and like I say, went out for a test drive. Had a bit of a scary moment when what we thought was smoke started pouring out of the bonnet, but it turned out it was just coolant from the expansion tank. That overflow that I added on it was pointed straight out the engine, basically, because we didn't think anything was going to overflow from it at this point. But yeah, it overflowed a lot and just sprayed all over the engine, so yeah, lots of steam, but luckily no actual fire or anything, so that was fine. Mark from Abbey Motorsport sent me loads of new maps, to be fair. Like, I keep sending him log files and he sends me a new map back, even at like 9 o'clock at night, so big thank you to him for being rather committed to helping me out with this. So we're on like the 5th map now, and he says he's fairly happy with what he's seeing like in the logs, so I can give it a bit more throttle. So that is the plan, is to go out now, see if we can give it a bit more throttle, see if it actually makes some boost. We've got all the exhaust system on now as well. It's not quite in the right place yet, but we've got it all on. It sounds a lot quieter, but you'll see that in a sec. I probably won't film the actual test drive because it's dark outside and this will be on a private road, obviously, so I probably won't film that, but yeah, I'll film it at least starting it up, and you can hear what it sounds like with the exhaust on. Alright, just got back from the test drive, no fires, so that was good, but also still didn't really make any boost. It made it the tiniest amount, like we got 108 kPa on the ECU logs for the manifold pressure, which is like 6 kPa over atmospheric pressure, basically. So yeah, still not really sure what's going on, but when I did check the logs, I found that I only got to like 4,100 RPM, I think, something like that, even though it sounded loud as fuck in the car. Like, I thought I was like near the red line or something, but yeah, it's really deceiving because of how loud it is. I don't know if there's an exhaust leak somewhere, because it seems a bit too loud, to be honest. Alright, I'll explain what's going on here. I went out and did another test drive, absolutely floored the throttle, like the ECU logs showed 100% throttle, got to 5,000 RPM, and still no boost, or like barely any boost whatsoever. So what I'm thinking, after like checking everything else, what I'm thinking is maybe the wastegates are open, like they're either permanently open or they're opening too soon. So that's what this setup is about. I've stuck some paper to the screamer pipes, and we're going to see if this paper blows at all. Because I'm on my own, I've got to do this by putting a GoPro on the floor, getting in the car and revving it. I'm probably going to put the handbrake on and put it in gear and rev it to actually put some load on it so it tries to make some boost. And just see if these blow around, basically, and like look at the live video feed from the GoPro on my phone and see what happens. So I guess the other good thing is that I can show you the footage from the GoPro. So let's see what happens. Right, I don't know about you guys, but to me, that looks like that is the problem. Like, I mean, I don't know how much gas escapes out of these, like just in normal operation anyway, because it's probably not like an absolute 100% seal. And we know that some gas is going down here because these get quite hot. But I would say once it starts to actually try and make a boost, it's pretty much all just coming out of here, I reckon. Which would also explain why it's incredibly loud when you floor it on the road. And it sounds almost like the exhaust is blowing. So that is probably just because the screamer pipes are basically active straight away. We need to find out why that is the case. I guess the first thing to do is going to be take the screamer pipe off. I want to say take the wastegate off, but a few issues with that. We put these on off the car because like getting to some of the bolts and shit is pretty much impossible when everything's on the car. And also they've got coolant going to them, so that's going to be a pain in the ass. If I have to disconnect that, there's going to be coolant going everywhere. So I don't know, we'll start by just taking, oh yeah, look, that's got loads of condensation all around it, so that's definitely, that's stuff coming out of it. But yeah, so we'll start with just taking the screamer pipes off and see what we can see inside. Right, I haven't actually got around to taking the wastegate apart yet, but I think I might have just figured out what's happened here. When I rang up and ordered these wastegates, this is like going back nearly a year now, I rang up and they asked me at the time, what spring do you want pre-installing in the wastegates? And I said 1 bar, because after speaking with Abbey Motorsport, that's what we decided would be a good base spring. So yeah, that was supposed to be pre-installed in the wastegates. Now, when they turned up, they came with these extra springs, and I just assumed that's either spares or like just for if you want to change the pressure in future. It's kind of nice that they come with extras. But what I'm thinking is maybe they didn't pre-install a spring, because I've just looked on the Tile website, or Teal Tile, however you pronounce it, the people who make the wastegates, and they say to get 1 bar, you need the black and the red spring, and they are both here. So I'm thinking maybe there's just no spring in it, and that would explain exactly what is going on. So I'm going to take the wastegates apart now. Hopefully I can do this while it's still in the car as well. I'm not 100% sure if I can, but yeah, I might be able to just take the top off, see if there is a spring in it, and then we'll know. So yeah, there's no spring in it. For fuck's sake. 2 days of headaches and like wondering what the fuck's going on. And yeah, there should be a spring basically between this bit and that bit, to keep it closed, because otherwise it can just come open like that, which is what's happening. So yeah, kind of annoying. Like I say, when I rang up, I'm sure, I mean, it was like nearly a year ago, so I'm not like complaining about the people who supplied it, because it could just be a misunderstanding. It could have been me remembering things wrong. It was, like I say, nearly a year ago. So yeah, no hate towards them, but it's just one of them stupid things that I should have checked when I received it. But like I say, I thought they had pre-installed the spring and they hadn't. So for whatever reason that happened, it happened. So now I need to get a spring in there and then make sure I get this back in the exact right position so that thing is in the right place, because everything only has one position on this car that it can be in, otherwise shit don't fit. But yeah, let's try to get a spring in there. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest, doing this like upside down and like in position on the car, because the spring is going to be pretty strong. I've got to press this against it and then also screw the bolts in at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. Right, I've done this one, but this one was the easier one, because on this side, somebody put a fucking oil line in the way. So yeah, this is going to be more awkward. Run external wastegates, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Fucking, it would have been fun if there was a cunting spring in it. So, are we going to be able to get a spring? I don't think there's any chance we're going to get a spring in there. Yeah, because that's as far back as that goes. Okay, I think I'm going to have to loosen this oil line. Hope that not a lot of oil comes out. Let's try just slacken this bitch off a bit. Bend that down. I do find it a little bit odd that there is 0 oil coming out of there when I loosen that. I should really have some gloves on for this, because this is going to get messy. I can just picture me getting to the last thread and then just oil everywhere. Oh, we're starting to leak now. Okay, we're starting to leak now. That's good, that's good. That's all I needed. Thanks, thanks. Please stop. Please stop. Great. Why am I not wearing gloves? I always do this. I wear gloves when I do the most mundane shit, and then when I do anything that's going to get messy or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I don't need gloves. Alright, this is not going to happen, I don't think. See, I'm struggling even with 2 hands, and we've got to do it with 1 hand in a second. Jesus Christ. Why are these springs got to be so fucking stiff? Oh yeah, so that we can run mad choo-choos. Oh, I'm scratching the thing. Should we just take this oil line off and just accept the oil is going to go in places? We really need a 10 AN blanking cap, but I don't have any. I only have 4, 6 and 8. And that don't make 10, no matter how you add it up. Wait, 4 and 6 makes 10. Okay, it doesn't make 10 because you can't, yeah, I know what I meant. Hey, I can just take the whole wastegate off, but then we've kind of got the same problem, but with coolant. Like then coolant's just going to go everywhere and there's nothing stopping that. Although I have got some 4 AN blanking plugs, so that might be a better option. Right, I turned the camera off and just focused on just trying to get this on, and I just can't do it on the car like this. So what I'm going to do is use these AN plugs. Luckily I've got 2 of each to cap these coolant lines, then we can take the whole thing off the car. But what I've learned from the one that I just did while I wasn't filming is that this gets very messy very quickly. I was not expecting that much coolant to come out. Like, I knew there'd be coolant in the lines, but I didn't realize it was going to piss out that fast. So you can enjoy watching me get soaked and making a mess this time. Oh yeah, yep, completely missed the bucket. Oh, it's in my eyes. Oh, it's all down my arm. Oh, this is the fun stuff. Okay, now we can take screw and pipe off, then we can take that thing off, and then we can go actually put a spring in it, and then reverse all of this. Right, I took the whole thing off the car and did it off the car, and it was pretty easy. Not put all the bolts back in yet, so I'm just going to do that now. Then got all this shit show back on, and then get a nice coolant bath again. And it's dripping down my arm again. Great. Yep, cool. Yep, get in there. Oh no, it's fucking, I didn't block the other end off. Oh my god. I try to think how much coolant we're losing doing all this. Get on there, you fuck. Get on. No, get on. Oh my god. Loving life right now. Fucking loving life. What do you mean? AN threads are the fucking worst at the best of times. Oh my god, just stop pissing everywhere. Oh, I'm absolutely soaked in coolant now. Little prick. How does it get down my arm so fast? That's what I want to know. There's no need for it. Okay, cool. Whatever, you're done. Great, now kiss. Oh, fucking kiss. No, that doesn't really fit on there, so we're not doing anything. Oh, come on. I think it is. I think it's going on. Oh, this is so fucking AIDS. We good? Good. Right, now that everything is soaked in coolant, let's put some other stuff back together. Right, so everything's back on now after all that massive fuck about. I've cleaned up a bit, swept up all the mess. Hopefully I've managed to get everything back tight enough, but we'll find out in a second. I'm just going to start the car up. I want you to see just how loud the fuel pumps are. That is loud. I don't know how well it comes across on camera. Like I'm shouting right now, and I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me over the fuel pumps. Probably fairly well because the microphone's closer to me than it is to the fuel pumps, but I don't know, for me that is very loud. Obviously this stuff's not all in place properly yet, but yeah, let's see how we're looking. So everything's still warm because I started it up a minute ago. At the moment, all pretty normal. So the oil temp and pressure, I don't know if you can see that, but they're looking pretty normal considering everything is kind of warm. The coolant temperature, which is ECT, 85 degrees, which we've also got on here. It's funny that there's actually a little bit of a difference between that, but they probably measure it at different places. This one measures it on its way into the radiator. Don't know where this one measures it, I'll be honest. What we're going to do to kind of simulate some load is to put it in gear, put it in third gear, and let the clutch out, which is hard to do because it's a twin plate clutch, I'm not used to that. And then we're going to pull the handbrake and then see. We want this basically to get above 100. We're going to pull the handbrake to build some load up. We made a very different noise. Oh yeah, we got to at least 120 there. Well, sorry, just under 120. And it sounds different as well. Like you can hear the blow-off valve, I think that is, that I can hear. Woo. Got to 140 there. It sounds way different. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Try second gear. It sounds mad. I think it's just the blow-off valve I can hear, but it sounds like it's coming from like back there. But yeah, the rev limit is set to 5,000 RPM at the moment, so you can't go over that. It's probably for the best anyway, let's be honest. But yeah, we're making boost now. we are making boost. Let's turn all this shit off. I mean, I'll let it run for a little bit just to circulate oil through the turbos, but stop that. And let's have a look at where we got to. Sorry, this is probably really annoying with the fuel bills running. It's certainly annoying me. We zoom in on some of these. We got to 139 kPa there, so that's 0.4 bar of boost, I think. That was at 4,400 RPM. But again, this isn't like real world conditions. I'm gonna shut this off now. Jesus Christ, they're noisy. Yeah, this isn't like real world conditions at all, so I don't know. There's probably not a lot we can take from this, but I don't want to go and actually drive it on the road and like with proper load and everything on it and really floor it until Mark has seen these logs and, you know, possibly made a new map. Because I'm just conscious that all the mapping he's done so far has been when the wastegates have just been opening instantly, so the map that's on it right now might not actually be particularly good for now that it's actually making boost. But yeah, that is good. At least we finally figured out what was going on there. We'll check it more on the dyno in like 4 days' time. So that'll probably do for this video. Now that we have solved the original problem of not making any boost, I think that will do. So I will see you in the next video, which will probably be the dyno video at this rate. Like, I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do much in the next 3 days to actually finish stuff up. I mean, I'll try and tidy some of this shit up and get things installed, probably get the oil warning light and stuff like that in, tidy up some wiring, probably buy some more fire extinguishers, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.